Okay, so in this video we're going to replace the home heating oil filter. It's an external filter on the outside of our oil tank, and it's pretty easy to do. I'll show you what's involved with this. So the first thing I have to do is shut off our hot water boiler, and I want to do that to make sure it's not going to try to feed fuel through the line while I'm trying to replace the oil filter. Okay, so the next thing I have is two shut-off valves, and I'm going to shut off both of them. There's one here on the other side of the filter. I'm going to shut that off just so that when I remove the filter, oil doesn't gravity feed out of this end and start coming out when we take the filter off. So there's that one, and there's another shut-off valve on the other side right here. Now you've got to be careful with these, because if the valve is old, it can get sticky, and if yours is sticky, you may want to call a licensed plumber or something to come over and change this for you. But ours is brand new, so I'm going to shut it off. Then I'm going to remove the filter. Okay, so when you need to replace your filter, if you have a filter like this, this is like kind of like a regular, it's almost like an automotive filter, but it's not. It's made specifically for home heating oil. It'll say right on it. But you're going to want to look at the filter that's on your system and match it up at like your local supply store or a Home Depot or a Lowe's. I couldn't find one at our Lowe's or Home Depot, so I had to order one off the internet. And my part number was F100-10, so I mail ordered this one. It was only a couple bucks. I actually got this off Amazon, and I got it within a couple days. Make sure you have a container or something you can slip under the oil filter, because some will come out, and you just want to be able to catch any home heating oil out. You don't want to get anything on the floor, and it also helps to have like a little bit of speedy dry or something to put down in case you drip a little bit on the floor. Okay, so next all you need to do is take the filter off. Now usually you can twist these off by hand, but if it's stubborn you might need like an oil wrench, an oil filter wrench, such as this one. And what it does is it fits under the filter, and you turn it and it'll break it free. You can find them at like any auto parts store, probably like, you know, your hardware store would have one for you. So I'm going to slip this bowl under it, put the wrench on, and we'll break it free. So just a heads up, if you're not sure which way to go, well, my oil filter has a direction on it, it says off and on, so just make sure you spin it in that direction. Alright, so that's all you need to do is turn it. And it should come off pretty easily. Now before it starts coming out, I'm going to slip my wrench out from under there. And then this one's terrible. It's really close to the floor. So now I should be able to slowly take it off. And if something happens, like you start to see like a lot of fuel coming out and it doesn't seem to be stopping or slowing down, just screw the filter back on, and maybe you have to have a plumber do it. Because you know, as these valves age, they can become stuck and not turn off or on all the way. But this stuff's pretty new. We've only had this system in place for a little bit. Alright, and when you're doing this, it helps if you have some gloves. So just let the fuel drip, and then once it stops, you just screw your new filter into place. And this can be kind of messy, so alright. Take your new filter and just put like a little bit of diesel fuel on the gasket. That'll help keep it from sticking to the filter. When you take your oil filter off, make sure the gasket is on the oil filter and not stuck to the housing, because that could cause a leak. So that's pretty much done. So I'm going to slide this one into place. And you just screw it on. basically with these, let's make it really snug, like hand tight. And then once you have that done, you can turn the valves back on. So you want to turn the one on the fuel tank on first to fill up the filter with fuel, so you can not really cause an air pocket in there. And your knob, if you have a knob like this style to turn on from your tank, it should say open and close on it. So I'm going to open this one up. Then we're going to open the valve on the other side of the fuel filter, so it goes all the way through. And now I'm going to come over here and put my furnace back on, and it should be all set. So it's really all there is to it. You know, just have common sense. You know, if anything's leaking, just put the oil filter back on and shut the valve, and you know, have a professional do it. But it's really not that complicated, as long as you take your time. It doesn't take all that long. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any tips or comments, leave some and we'll reply back to you.